Hello, my name is Craig Bowman, and I am a course director here at Full Sail University. And this is my first Captivate e-learning. I'm going to click Start here. The first frame here I really like because I was able to create an enter name field. This will allow me or the user to actually enter their name and click Start. There's some audio behind this as well. I'm a firm believer that audio and visual text together work best in any kind of learning. And so that's there. You can't hear it because I'm talking, obviously, but if you go through the regular course, you'll be able to see that. Whenever you click Start, it will go to the next frame. This frame is based on the Cartesian coordinate system. This material would be used for a future class that I'll be taking over. And so it's somewhat of an experiment. Took a little bit of time to get the feeling and understanding of what this software program kind of does, and feels kind of like PowerPoint, feels kind of like, After Effects animator type of scenarios, as well as the ability to put questions in, which is really, really nice, that we'll get to a little bit later. This is nicely done, though. I got a full understanding of what I can use within the software program just by using text and imagery and using the timeline in order to create when things appear and disappear. I also added a menu system, which is really nice, that will allow the user to be able to get to a specific slide. It's really meant for later on when they get later on the program, later on in the e-learning, and they might need to go back. They could hit that and utilize that. And if they click on exit, it just makes it go away. The next button will take us to a slide where we have a movie demonstration playing. I did notice that in the software, there is some bookmark features. I didn't get a chance to get into that further. However, I will be exploring it in the near future with developing content for my class. Having, say, a menu over here that has an index of bookmarks within the video so they can go to a specific point if they need to review material would be really, really nice. So I'll figure out a way to maybe do that. The next slide, we have another demonstration video that explores some content and concepts within the edit animation and the editing features within Maya and how that relates to the Cartesian coordinate system, understanding the graph and what would happen if I manipulate things within the world. The next slide is a knowledge check. I like knowledge checks. I might break them up in the future to break up content for this particular experiment, basically. I've just put one slide in and used it as a knowledge check list. So it's not asking questions, but it is a point to stop where we can focus on key points that are within the context of the material so far, just to kind of give a brief overview and say, hey, these are the main points I want you to leave with when exiting this part of the learning session. The next slide brings us to the quiz, where we can put in various things. It's a system that's built together, so I couldn't separate it out. So I just did one question. I might break it out into multiple things or knowledge checks along the way, or multiple questions on the page, but I have to dive in a little bit further on that. I'm going to pick the wrong question on this pass and see what happens. I click this and say, hey, it says try again. Let me try again. Obviously, there's one other option, so I'm going to put it on true and click this. Hey, yay, correct. Press Y or hit enter, click anywhere else to continue. This brings us to the part of the quiz system that's built into Captivate that has a quiz results. I edited a little bit and I changed the phrase here because it's when you failed before, I said, hey, you failed. I'm like, that's terrible. I gave it multiple attempts, and because I'm not looking to quiz them, I'm looking to just reinforce information. And then I put a more positive message in here in the bottom. So I'm happy with that context as well and being able to manipulate that kind of feature. You click on continue and you get to the last page. This is where that variable in the name field at the top at the beginning of the learning was really powerful because it allowed me to be able to customize the experience a little bit. The user now gets a message that says, hey, congratulations, Craig, you successfully completed the lesson, and I like that feature. I like being able to engage to make it a little bit more personal, make it feel like that there's a connection there. I wouldn't put that in every single presentation, but I would probably put it in a beginning presentation just to get started, or maybe at the end of a series of it. Maybe there's a way to store it early and then pull it up later. However, I'm sure that all the system is built into each learning module. That's pretty much it. Thank you for watching. This is the overview of my project and the things that I feel pretty positive about, and maybe some of the things that I'm going to advance to in the future.